Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here on Friday the 11th of July. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Interesting comparisons between the Japanese Met Agency model, which is updated today, and the CFS. And that's what I wanted to concentrate on. Over the coming week, we're going into a gradually more unsettled picture. There'll be a couple of dry days, but there'll be some showers around as well. But these charts of the 7 to 10 day 500 mean flow. This is from next Friday to Monday the 21st, and we've got the ECMWF on the left here. We've got the GFS on the right, and remarkable agreement really, look. Big trough out in the Atlantic here. Big trough here, look, with the compensatory ridge here across the eastern parts of the UK. And it's that trough moving in which is predicted to bring more unsettled weather next weekend. Now, there's low pressure showing up on many of the charts for next weekend. And many charts trying to really go for the idea of unsettled weather effectively from Friday onwards. I'm just wondering if that's all a little bit too quick. I wonder if it's going to be after that, so more towards the Sunday that we see this change taking place. I've got to put my hands up a little bit to say that I did say we get perhaps 4 or 5 days at the very most of fine weather from around about the 17th to 19th onwards. I'm now concerned that actually those dates come earlier next week, so it's actually from about the 15th onwards when we might see perhaps 3 or 4 days of fair weather, but it's not particularly settled everywhere. But I'm still going to hope that the middle to the end of next week is better. Things developing rapidly low, and at this stage you'd expect the models to have a little bit of disagreement between them, but they just haven't got it. It's there, and it brings low pressure and a proper area of low pressure in for next weekend. So this is the JMA forecast for week 1. This is taking us up to next Friday, so this will take us up to the 18th of July. And what this is showing us is this deep trough look out in the Atlantic here with the ridge out towards the east, and that southerly flow persisting, it thinks, through the course of next week, which is what also makes conditions relatively mild across the country too. I actually think it could become really quite warm. Rainfall forecast for next week as well shows us with actually around to above normal rainfall across many parts of the country. Scotland and Ireland see most, but below to normal rainfall across central and eastern parts of England. I think most of that really across central and eastern England coming in the form of showers. Temperature-wise, it looks like this. Look, keeps us in warm conditions, warmer than normal conditions with that southerly flow. Now, week 2, this is the 18th through to the 25th. And this really does accentuate the ridge across the eastern states, that deep trough in the Atlantic, look, and a further cut-off out here. So an Omega ridge almost setting itself up off towards the east, with low than normal heights towards the west and towards the east as well. Now, that would certainly be an unsettled week, and I think what would happen here is that this low will swing its way eastwards, and the high will spill its way westwards, so the north always faring better than the south. However, important to note on this one that if that whole system, so if all of that system is shifted further west, then actually it could mean that the UK goes into quite a fair spell of weather. But I have to say, I think at the moment it's looking like that trough is in and we're in for a more unsettled week. And you can see that from the rainfall prediction here. If I just zoom in on the rainfall for you, there we go. You can see there UK rainfall look shown in the blue colours, so above normal rainfall predicted by the JMA for that week. Temperature wise, it's warm across Scotland, across Ireland, near normal temperatures elsewhere. So pointing towards an unsettled week, but then towards the end of the month, this is what interests me, is it's got low than normal heights to the north, the around normal heights to the south, but this low look in the eastern Mediterranean. So really unsettled, unseasonably unsettled conditions there, but generally the jet coming across the Atlantic, ridge of high pressure building across southern parts of the country, which would bring in drier, fairer weather there. And so for these final 2 weeks, this would be from the 25th through to, when will it be? It's taking us up to about it's the 5th, isn't it? The 5th of August. It's trying to hint that things get better, and we see this better end to the month in the early part of August. Remember me mentioning it to you yesterday. I thought that right at the end of the month, early part of August could be better. And the rainfall forecast for this period, though, showing, look, relatively wet conditions across the country, basically because I think the first part of the week is going to be unsettled, but later on things should ease up. And temperatures staying relatively mild as well. Now, the CFS presents an interesting solution. This is the 11th of July to the 17th of July, week 1. There's our high building over Scandinavia. Look, here's our trough in the channel. There's the ridge off towards the east. And the CFS really not too keen on bringing in that trough too rapidly from the west. Well, at least until week 2. This is the week 2 forecast from the 18th through to the 24th of July. And certainly then it really does have that trough in, look, with lower than normal heights towards the west of the country, and goes for it big time with bringing that trough in. So it's slower. This is what I meant about, will it be the 20th, 21st before that low actually gets in towards the end of next week? Could we end up with some dry weather end of next week? It's a possibility. But again, look, the CFS backing up the idea of this week, of the 18th to the 24th, eventually turning unsettled. Now, the CFS really wants to keep things unsettled into the following week as well. It really does want to take us into an unsettled end to the month. So it wants to put low the normal heights down. This is the 25th of July through to the 31st. There was that idea, look, of the neck of the northern part of the ridge breaking off and going north of the country with the trough coming into the south, bringing more unsettled conditions. And then what it then tries to do is, during that first week of August, look, show the low the normal heights still in the north, high the normal down towards the south, jet through here, keeping Scotland and Northern Ireland mixed, but the south becoming drier and brighter. And I think it loosely balances up, it loosely stays with the same ideas, really, that it's a north-south split, and that the improvement in conditions takes place across more southern areas as we get through to the very end of July and into the early part of August. So lots happening, I'm sure you'll agree, and of course we'll keep you updated on developments right the way through the course of the weekend, but I think for now, suffice to say, becoming gradually more unsettled at the end of next week, and looks as if we could be in for a pretty rough end to next weekend, early stages of next week, but that low and the position of the low, super critical as to how the forecast develops. I'll have more for you over the next couple of days. But for now, thanks again for watching. Please do tell your friends about weatherweb.net, and remember, we're kept free of charge because you keep on coming back and using the site, and that means we can put more adverts in front of you, which generates the revenue that keeps us free of charge. So once again, thank you for doing that, and have a great day and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.